Hello everybody, welcome back to Conan Exiles. I'm Rotten John, and today we're going to take a look at the only last place you can get your Frostwolf cubs in game. At one point, there were 3 spots that you could pick up a Frostwolf cub. Now there is only 1 spot, and that is in the lower right corner of D10 on the map. In the lower right corner of D10, you're going to find a 3-tiered cliff or ledge there. You'll want to make sure that you're on the middle tier, and as you approach it, you're going to have to fight 2 regular wolves to get here. Then you're going to find this little cave, and this is where you're going to find guaranteed at least 1 white Frostwolf cub. Normally there are 2 here. Sometimes there's even a 3rd regular wolf cub here. These Frostwolf cubs will venture out of the cave and wander around this area a little bit, so I would recommend just waiting outside, because if you get mom's aggro, she's going to mess your day up. Now once we get back to our animal pen, we're going to put our 2 Frostwolf cubs in. Then we're going to go right over next door here, and we're going to kill Mr. Crocodile so we can harvest him, get some feral flesh, and that's what we're going to use to tame up our Frostwolf cubs. I like to use the feral flesh because it's so easy to get anywhere you are on the map, and the shade spice foods still are not working correctly as they're supposed to. Or at least it seems like the shade spice is still a little quirky in the way it works yet. Alright, we added our feral flesh to the animal pen. The wolves are now taming up, so we'll come back in a little bit when they're finished. These Frostwolf cubs are no longer guaranteed to tame into greater wolves, but you do have a very good chance of getting at least 1 of them. And here you see that we did get 1 greater wolf out of the 2 of them. So let's take a look at their stats real quick here. So with our greater wolf, we have a base health of 1,410 points with a base armor of 91 points. And with our regular wolf, we have a base health of 797 points and a base armor of 56 points. Now here's where things get interesting. With the greater wolf, it comes with an automatic 8 points in strength, 2 points in agility, and 2 points in survival. And now we'll move over to the regular wolf and take a look at their stats. We have 0 in strength, 1 in agility, 1 in vitality, and that's it for the attribute bonuses on the regular wolf. So yeah, right out of the box, a big difference between the 2 wolves, making the greater wolf the one that you really want to get. And just to show here that these are no longer guaranteed to tame into greater wolves, I'm going to throw 5 of them into the animal pen. We're going to wait a bit, let them tame up, and then see what we get out of the 5. So yeah, here we go. We got 1 more greater wolf out of the 5 of them, and yes, they are no longer guaranteed to become greater wolves when you tame the Frostwolf cubs. Now when you're first taming your greater wolf, I would kind of stick to the lower level NPCs and enemies. They're just not the best at low level fighting. But as they start gaining levels, they are going to get a whole lot better at taking down enemies and NPCs a whole lot quicker. This greater wolf is now level 3, and he is doing 114 damage points for every light attack that he does. Now once you get these guys fully leveled up, they're going to be absolute beasts though. They're going to get around 5,000 to 6,000 total health points, as well as some really nice armor values. Now the greater wolf's attacks consist of every 10 to 15 seconds it'll do its lunge attack, which does knockback and sunder on its opponents, and then the rest of the attacks will be the lighter biting attacks. Now the greater wolves do make excellent base defense against purges or maybe other enemy players on PvP or PvEC servers. I don't recommend going after bosses with the greater wolves though. They're just too slow in their attacks, and their heavy lunge attack seems to be not as effective against any other bosses that have a decent amount of armor to them. Now this is kind of a losing battle for our greater wolf. He's only caused about 200 points of damage to the boss rhino, and he's taken almost 600 points in damage from the rhino. The only way we're going to win this is if we jump in with some poison daggers, swords, or something like that and help him out quite a bit. Otherwise, I think we're going to end up losing our greater wolf. So yeah, we're going to run away and get out of here before we end up losing the wolf. The places you're going to find where the greater wolves and the regular wolves do best though are inside of NPC camps where there are a lot of enemies, because they will attack multiple enemies at the same time. Now at one time you could find them over at B12 or you could find the frost cubs spawning over at G9 at Freya's Hovel, but they no longer spawn in these areas. And it's now just the lower right corner of D10 in the little cave on the middle ridge of the cliff there that you'll find them. So I hope you found this useful, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and like always, we'll see you next time.